Hi, my name is David Sheff. I'm sending a message from my office in Inverness, California. As you can see, we're painting the walls. The first thing I want to say is I want to thank Fox Cities Reads. I feel honored to be coming to see you in April. I feel honored to have my book, Beautiful Boy, chosen as your community read. I think it's extraordinary that you do this, that a community gets together to read the same book, talk about it, and to talk about the issues the book raises. In this case, the book I'll be talking about is Beautiful Boy, a memoir I wrote about the 10 years of hell my family experienced when my son, my eldest son, became addicted to heroin, methamphetamine, and other drugs. In fact, every other drug you can think about. I think I was like all of you if you're a parent. None of us think that this could happen to us, to our children. That my son is not what a drug addict looks like. Nick was just this lovely, lovely boy growing up. He was this kind, funny, moral person. But on drugs, he became unrecognizable. And I almost lost him over and over again. Part of the way that I coped with those many years when I didn't know if my son was going to make it or not was by writing. I've been a writer since college. I've written for magazines and newspapers and books about everything from politics to business to entertainment to environment, all kinds of issues, but I'd never written anything personal before. When this was happening in our family, when my son was strung out, when I didn't know where he was in the middle of the night, I couldn't sleep. I was completely freaked out, and what I would do sometimes is just sit down at the computer and write. It was not with the idea of publishing anything, it was the idea of coping, it was the idea of surviving. And what I found is that though it was not a panacea, writing helped me get through the night. It was a way of making some order out of the chaos that was in my head. Sometimes it would clarify my thinking, and sometimes it was just a way to be distracted until 2 or 3 or 4 hours later, finally the sun would rise. Beautiful Boy was released in about 2008, and everything changed then in my life. I'll talk about the experience of writing. I'll talk about the experience that we went through with my son. But the other thing that I'll talk about is what the book did. And what the book did was that it opened a door to a problem that I didn't realize was so pervasive. I didn't realize so many people were suffering with their own or a loved one's addiction. What I now know is that drug use and addiction has become the #1 killer of our children. One of them is dying every 19 minutes. And it is appalling. It is something that we don't understand. It's something that we're not facing. And we can. So I'm looking forward to talking about Beautiful Boy. I'm looking forward to talking about drugs in our communities and what we can do to help our children grow up healthily, and also to talk about writing, what it means to be a writer, and how writing can be a tool, not just for expression, but also to just to know ourselves better and to communicate with one another better. Thank you, and I really look forward to seeing you in April.